Halo gane menawahine aloha na makua na keiki aloha na kubuna oluna olalo io a onei aloha de adua mena aloha wale maila ka wae ka mamna hali ugua I kua aloha me kama
Mahalo kumuna mahana in the Hawai'i Coalition for creating this very sacred space that we're in right now. In fact, they built an altar, and for the rest of the festival, everything that takes place will be built upon this foundation, this ground level that they've provided for us. So mahalo me ke aloha to each and every one of you. Next up, we have a video submitted by a group who've been part of our opening ceremony from the very beginning. From our first year, they brought a high level of dance and performance as they presented the Korean culture out of Washington State. And every year, they take it up a notch. I'm speaking of the one, the only, Morning Star Korean Cultural Center. Morning Star Korean Cultural Center was founded in 1985 under the direction of Jeon Shesh with the purpose of teaching Korean dance, music, and heritage to those interested in sharing Korean culture. Morning Star has continued to expand and diversify its repertoire programs and services to the community. Today, with the combination of its preschool, its library, dance, and music classes, Morning Star serves over 1,000 members of all ages. Please join me in welcoming Morning Star Korean Cultural Center.
Aloha! 안녕하세요. 우리는 한국의 춤과 소리로 하나님을 찬양합니다. 한국 문화에는 수천 만의 역사가 있습니다. 감사합니다. 사랑해요.
And that is how one produces excellence in cultural heritage outside of one's heritage culture. Try and say that fast 3 times yourself. We look forward to many more years of celebration with Morningstar Korean Cultural Center. 감사합니다. Now we introduce you to another contribution from the Pacific, a video presentation from a group in New Zealand who are new to the Hawai'i Kuauli opening ceremony stage. In New Zealand, the diverse Polynesian cultures and expressions find a home there, and they're allowed to flourish, as we will see with Bader Intermediate School from Auckland, New Zealand. Last year, Sir Douglas Bader Intermediate Culture Groups had been preparing for the Mangere Beats Outdoor Festival, which involved many different local schools. But due to unfortunate weather conditions, the cultural festival was postponed to later on this year. With all the time, effort, and hours gone into the preparations, rather than let it go to waste, they held their own cultural evening. Then, when presented with the opportunity to be part of the 4th annual Hawai'i Kuauli virtual festival, Principal Jerry Laupepe said yes without any hesitation. The mostly students and teachers of Bader Intermediate School will present 4 Tongan dances that are a fusion of traditional and modern music and movement. So would you please welcome for the first time to our opening ceremony stage, Bader Intermediate School from Auckland, New Zealand.
Peace. song. go.
You gotta love it. And if you're wondering why they didn't film outdoors in beautiful New Zealand, I have one word for you: winter. It is freezing cold there. It is winter time. Different hemisphere from us. And that is why. But malo ao pito to Bader Intermediate School. Thank you guys so much. Our final presentation have roots in both Japan and in Kona, Hawaii. We're honored to witness a live performance with a group based right here in Kona called the Momiji no Ha. Their name means the leaves that trickle down. Momiji no Ha was created on the values of togetherness, unity, and teamwork. They strive to personify Japanese cultural traditions and make it appealing in this modern age. These individual students are all in their teens, and they have been working hard to understand and showcase the Japanese dance for the past 3 years. They wish to thank Itsuyo Yamane for pushing their sensei, Randall Smith, when he was younger, to attend Bon Odori here in Kailua Kona. Sensei Smith has been dancing for 19 years. His inspiration, Itsuyo Yamane, is the main staple for the group, as she was the one who came from Japan to live in Hawaii over 40 years ago and created the foundation for this group. They have many people to mahalo, but especially Dai Fukuji, Taiko, and Uncle Nagata in Japan for providing them with the beautiful taiko drums. But before the live performance, we have a short video presentation from Aki Shinoda, sharing the beauty of Japan with us. So please welcome our representatives from the nation of Japan.
ようこそ日本へ。この日本には皆さんにご紹介したい素敵な文化や美しい風景、美味しいご飯や心優しい素敵な人たちがたくさんいます。今日はそのほんの一部を映像を通して皆さんに少しでも味わっていただけたらなと思っています。ここは昔ながらの日本のお庭で、鯉やカモ、カメなどがいて、今はちょうど餌をあげています。これは風鈴です。日本の夏はとても暑いですが、この音を聞くだけで涼しい気持ちになります。日本人はとても繊細で、目で見るだけでなく、季節ごとの音も楽しんでいます。ここは昔ながらのお茶屋さんです。中に入ってみたいと思います。今日は日本の文化であるお抹茶を紹介したいと思います。日本のお茶はあらゆる病気や虫歯の予防となることで有名で、昔から親しまれてきた飲み物です。それではお茶をいただきたいと思います。お茶をいただく前にお辞儀することや、お茶碗を2回回すのはお茶を立ててくださった方への 尊敬と感謝の気持ちが込められています。美味しくいただきました。日本のお茶に続いて日本のスイーツを紹介します。これはあんみつといってとても甘くて美味しいスイーツとなっています。そして最後に皆さんにお届けしたいのが日本の夏の風物詩である花火です。音とともに日本ならではの花火をお楽しみください。楽しんでいただけましたでしょうか。皆さんの上に豊かな祝福がありますように。日本からでした。吹けば風に泣き、会いたくて一夜一夜が死のうと思ったことか。でも一目お前に会うまでは、そして一言詫びたくて、そんな思いで母は今日も生きているのです。針でこの身を突き刺すより朝はなお痛い。この春でも7つ母知らぬ不憫さを遠い町いかにお前はしのいでいてか。神様、仏様、こんな母でも夢見ることが許されるなら、どうかあの子を守ってやってはもらえないでしょうか。何もいらない暮らせるならば
高くて一夜一夜が
れとそうなんですよ野菜やクイショーのクイショーあそうだそうだあのクイショーのクイショーあそうだそうだあのクイショーのクイショーあそうだそうだあのクイショーのクイショーあそうだそうだいやーねそうだそうだそうだそうだそうだオラが滝雄のソーラン節は今じゃ北海道の南中節よ野菜や
Maybe on the side because I think if Ka'ea is going on the mat is small, so you can put them out right on the side of the. Yeah, thank you. Yes, please. Okay, and then when you walk up the stairs.
소래
Give another big round of applause to Momiji no Ha. We are so grateful that they're keeping Japanese traditions and culture alive and well right here in Kailua Kona, Hawaii. Well, this concludes our opening ceremony portion of our 4th annual Hawai'i Kuauli Pacific and Asia Cultural Festival. And we are so grateful to every one of the cultural ambassadors that we've seen today from Hawaii, from Korea, from Tonga, and from Japan. And we are thankful and look forward to all that's in store for us for the rest of the festival. In fact, speaking of the rest of the festival, I think they've rested enough. So I'm going to send it back to your main festival hosts, Noni and Victoria.
Mahalo to all our culture groups for an amazing opening ceremony.
Mahalo to Kahukelo.
Everyone has put a lot of work into what you just witnessed.
Yes, that was their very first presentation you saw was the Aha Pule by our host nation, Hawaii. They spent months learning hula, songs, and olis specifically created for this festival. They also spent hours and hours putting together the attire that you've seen them wearing. All of that was made by their own hands. So we have such a great appreciation for this opening ceremony, huh, Toria?
Yes, definitely. And we also want to shout out all the cultural groups again that participated in this year's festival. Morning Star Korean Cultural Center, Bader Intermediate School from Mangere, Auckland, New Zealand that represented Tonga, and Momiji no Ha and Kona Daifukuji Taiko that represented Japan. We appreciate all the time and effort you've put into your presentations for this year's festival.
All right, I think it's time for another giveaway. What say you?
Oh, yes.
We hope you're paying attention to our opening ceremony because here's what you'll get a chance at winning.
You can get a chance at winning these beautiful pins by Laulima Hawaii and also this Island Harvest 3-pack organic mac nuts.
Sounds ono. All right. Now, you know the drill. The question that we're going to ask you, you must answer correctly in the comment section, okay? All right. First person that we see, not you see, we see, okay? First person we see. Okay, are you ready? Now, the question is, what is the order in which the cultural groups performed this evening? All right. Now, what is the group in order that each cultural group performed this evening? Remember, the first person our team sees answer the question correctly will win the prize. And just as a reminder, anybody who is here live in person, you are ineligible. So don't even try it. All right. So go ahead and head to our comment section.
Yeah, and you'll be winning Laulima Hawaii pins. And Island Harvest 3-pack organic mac nuts.
Macadamia nuts, all right?
Yes.
So we hope the comment section is
have
blowing
a winner?
up. All right. So there's 73 of you watching right now on our Facebook. So 73 of you, I hope you're thinking really hard, all right? Because there were 4?
Yeah.
4 cultural presentations.
Yeah.
I could have been like an answer to the trick question. Yeah, so you must say.
Hint.
Okay, so I believe we have an answer. We have a winner.
All right. Our winner is coming through the lines.
Coming through telepathically.
Coming.
Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop.
Slowly but surely, they are coming.
Any moment now. Okay.
All right. The winner is Jill.
Jill. First name Jill, last name Jill.
Jill.
All right. Now the answer to that was Hawaii, Korea, Tonga, and Japan. Jill, please DM us or email info@hiquauli.com to claim your prize.
Yes, and mahalo to our prize sponsors,
which is Laulima Hawaii and Island Harvest. Also head over to our website hiquauli.com to view more of their items and other items in our virtual marketplace.
Yes, there's lots of beautiful things. Also be sure to stay tuned to all of our events so you can get a chance at winning one of our amazing prizes.
Well, coming up soon is our Hula Hoike featuring halau from Hawaii Island and Japan. That's right, you heard it here, Japan. So stick around because you don't want to miss that.
And right now, we have the privilege of having a beautiful Hawaiian cultural workshop.
Right. Now, Gary Eoff has resided in Kona, Hawaii since 1981. He works as an artist and craftsman, influenced by our rich Hawaiian culture and traditions. Inspired by the expert craftsmanship, the high level of aesthetics, and the natural materials used in the culture of old Hawaii, Gary's work is noted for its attention to detail, its authentic designs, and use of traditional materials and processes.
Gary gathers his materials in a manner that sustains the forest, always careful to nurture the plants and help them to reproduce more than what was taken. His traditional and contemporary items are frequently used in exhibits, and he often demonstrates his processes at those exhibits and in other educational settings.
Gary's love of Hawaiian traditions, especially the voyaging canoes, is reflected in the themes of his prints and artwork. In Gary's place today, we have the incredible Kauhane Heloka introducing you to the demonstration of kaula.
Velina me ke aloha mai ke ia aina kaulana o ke kaima linoa e hu kahi e o ke kaima oki a hiki loa. I ke la one ha no kaulana o ka helelani aloha nui kako. I am Ka'ea Lyons, and with me this evening I have the privilege of sitting with one of my dear friends. And ke ia po e lohe ia na ka olelo Hawaii a me ka olelo Pelekania. So you'll hear us go back and forth in the both languages of this aina, of this land. And today, as we before we start, actually, I want to send aloha out to Uncle Gary, Ana ke Karen, ke aloha nui, ka ohana Eoff, mahalo nui, I ka olua hana mai kai I ke kaiaulu. Aloha to both of them for their dedication to our community. And this evening, I have the privilege of sitting with, I call him Kauhane, and Kauhane aloha velina mai eke hoa pehea mai ni.
Aloha mai ka awa velina mai. Nui ko aloha ya o ko pakahipau no ko hele mai ana no. So we have much aloha for you folks who are showing up tonight. And like I said, we will be going back and forth between our language of the Hawaiian Islands as well as in English. Mahalo nui.
Mahalo Kauhane. And so today we have the privilege of actually speaking with Kauhane, who is a practitioner of many things. And tonight we're going to kind of start off with, I'm going to start off in Ahiki, Ma'o na mea hula. We just saw the aha pule, and you heard the drums or the pahu. You also heard the lapaiki or the smaller drums. And this evening, Kauhane actually has both of these instruments placed here on our pa. And so Kauhane, well, make vo e nino ya oi. Makahiki hea kova kabali ipaha. Au I ho'omakai I ke ia anoa hana. How old were you when you first started? I'm sorry, I had to go there. How old were you, or do you remember the first time you created an implement, an instrument, or something of Hawaii's nature?
Oh, e ka makahiki elua kaukani umikuma mai. No, aole. Elua kaukani eva. Ko ho makana au I ka hana ano ke ia pahu me ko kumu o Kala Willis.
Oh, Ana Kala Willis, a big aloha to our Ohana Willis. Ana Kala has been a big, actually, contributor to our hula community, our kaiaulu here in Kona. And so you made this drum with him. And how long did this drum take you? Do you remember? Do you want to say?
He mea Hoike ia.
Oh, okay, hikino.
Pahu mamua loa.
Mamua, okay. So the one we're seeing tonight is actually new. So just tell us, give us a glimpse into how many hours does it take to actually put this together?
Oh, kala mai. Okay, ia ke kahi o ka mua ano o na pau I anhai na ka makahiki eloa kaukani e ha.
Oh, look at you. You forgot. It was 2004. And this is one of the first drums, lapaiki. And if you can tell us, what kind of tree did you folks use for these particular drums?
Hana mako e ka unu niu.
Oh, niu, the coconut, okay.
Ai, aka, pono ka niu e oloa a ka makahiki kanaha makahiki a oi.
Oh, really? So important to find the right coconut tree. 40, 45 years and older is most appropriate. And is that ike ku'una, that ancestral knowledge, is that something that was shared by Anakala?
Ai, no ka mea i ka ulu ano o ka ulu niu, ina a ole kanaha makahike a oe, mauno ko o pio pio ina a.
Oh,
Ka
if
mea
it's
o
not
loko nei?
mature enough,
Ai,
not too good to make.
ai, pulale, ina a ole makua, anu palu palu o loko. Iniki me ka wai. anu
It gets
palu.
soft inside, or palu palu
Aye.
inside of the niu itself. Now we also have the covering, or the po'i, the pale ho'i.
Aye.
What are some of the basic drum skins that you'll find with the mea hula?
Ka mea ko'i no ka ili pipi.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Aia elu o ano. Aia ke mea ke o aia ke kahi mea o makue. Yeah.
Aye, so regular
Okay,
cowhide.
Pole ake ka mea oe. Yeah.
Oh, cowhide is actually one of the best. We also, in Wakahiko, or in ancient times, our people would actually also use the shark skin. In some of the puniu, or the smaller coconut knee drums that you saw this evening, the covering of that drum or that skin was made of the cuttlefish. And so gathering that from the ocean, drying it out, and then continuing to let it procure, I guess.
Ai, pulole. Aka me ka ili mano ano what is that?
Pa'akiki. Ano,
Ale
pa'aki kalima.
no ka mea,
Eha kalima.
Ai, eha kalima no ka mea aale palahala.
Oh.
Ai, aole palahala. Alele ina loa ka ili mano puno e maupupu loa pehea e pai me kalima.
Oh, me ka maikai.
Ai, oki ina lima, nui ke eha o kalima.
Oh,
Ai,
if for those of us that actually have used a pahu drum made with the mano, or the shark skin, there is a technique on using the drum so that your hand doesn't get cut, because of the way that the skin can also actually hurt your hand. And you have to be very skilled in using the pahu drum with that sort of cover. Now, Ka'uhane, we also have ke'ia po, he mea ea e, ke'ia la au ho'i, ka mea ke'o ke'o, a me ka mea maku'e. Tonight we have two pieces of wood that are in front of you. Can you explain to us a little bit, what are they and what are they used for?
Okay, he kua kuku, no ke kuku ana I ke kapa.
Oh, kuku. Can everybody say kuku?
Kuku.
Kuku. One more time. Kuku. Mahalo.
Ai, o ka laau kawau. Yeah. O ia ka laau mamula o e ka wakahiko, o ia oi ke ia laau no ke kuku ana no ka mamule o ke kani ana o ke ia laau.
Heha ke ano?
Kawau.
Oh, wow. Nani?
Loa ke ia mai ka au hikina I ka nahele pulu, yeah?
So this particular piece of wood that he uses for making kapa comes from the east side of our Hawaii island, and is actually the best type of wood you can use because of the kani, or the sound that it makes. And if in Wakahiko you would hear the kupuna chanting and hitting their kapa on this kuku, and it would be a very melodic sound, very melodic. What about the thing in your hand? Ka'uhane, heha keia.
Ai. Eia he I e kuku.
Ie kuku. Ihe kuku. Let's try that together. Ihe kuku. One more time. Ihe kuku. Mahalo. Awesome. You guys, free Hawaiian language class. Right here at the Hawai'i Kuauli Festival. And what type of wood is this?
He laau kawila.
Kawila.
Ai, he laau kaumahaloa, he laau I kaikaloa, oi ke ia laau no ke kuku kapa mamule o ka kaumaha ana. Yeah? So
the kawila wood is one of the best types of wood to use for this particular piece and this instrument. Very heavy, very, very heavy, but very awesome in creating the designs. And if you look really good, can I hold on?
Hikino.
And so if you guys can take a look at this, on each side is a different design. No kia ha keia ano, akamai na po'e kupuna, ea?
Ai, akamai loa no na kupuna o kākou no ka mea e pila na ki kapa o Hawaii i na ho'ohali ke oi i na tapa mai Kamua, mai Fiji, a ka mea mai e Polinike a pau o ko aloa.
Oh, so all the different, our cousins from Polynesia all have their different types of kapa or tapa, as we know it to be. I think that our kupunas, he was mentioning, were very smart and very ahead of their time. When you want to wear one outfit, you have only one outfit. But how about an instrument that creates 4 different designs with one implement? And the carving of each has done so excellently.
Ai. Alela, he mea kahiko ke ia, aka, ina loa mako I mau mikini I ke maula, hiki ke kokua no ka kalai ana o ke ia mau watermark.
Oh,
Yeah.
so these are made into what? So it actually creates, the kappa is made with the watermark, or the watermark impression
Ai,
is left
fully.
onto the kappa. This
Fully.
particular piece that we're seeing this evening is very old. However, in today's time, I like to say this, and this is just, again, kauhane,
Ai.
my own manao. If my kupuna could, my kupuna would.
Ai.
So,
Ai.
when I say my kupuna could, if she was able to cut her time in half using a little bit of technology to make this, she would, or he would. And the amount of time that it takes to create such a piece is very long, I believe.
Ai. Ina hana me ka mikini a ole o koa mai ka hana me ka lima. Alela hana ka mea like o iano.
Oh, so you can make these particular instruments with the machine that gives the precision cutting and also expedites the process and cuts the time not in half or even more. Now, Kauhane, tonight at the Aha Pule,
Ai.
you also joined the Ho'opa'a, but you also created a piece. Can you tell us a little bit about the gathering of the Hoike and the importance of how, for those of us who have never seen kappa or real kappa, what is the process in which someone would actually start from the gathering point onto the dyeing or displaying portion?
Alela ke kapa mako e loa wahana o kumuna mahana pu me lokelani ea. Aia laua I hana e, o wau ka me ho ike ia la ko wale no, pehea e hana e ka pono. Alela mai ka ino a mahalo ia ana kala Gary Eoff no ka mea ua loa ke la wau ke mai ka mala mai kohana iki.
Oh, so the piece that was created for tonight's Aha actually came from Anakala Gary and the place right down the road here in Kona, Kohanaiki, where the wauke or the mulberry bush, that's the plant that's used. Can you tell us how the process in which you would actually take the cutting, and what part of the tree would you take to start harvesting to make into kapa?
Alela pono I koho I ina la ono kapua I paha.
Oh,
Yeah.
6 feet or longer
Ai.
is the type of branch from the Hoike plant that you would actually want to choose to actually start.
Ai pono e oki.
You cut?
Ai oki ke la kaha na ale kaha.
No, kaha, make ho kahilaina hoi.
Ai kaha kahilaina a vehe ana mai ke la o loko.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, Ikevo. So from using the longest piece, or 6 feet and longer, of this Hoike branch, you would make one deep cut from the top to the bottom, and you would vehe or take that piece off to start the Hoike process.
Mahape mai pono e hemo no ka ili o aho.
Oh, you have to take off the outside bark.
Ai, alele ele me koma hohanau mai Samoa tonga apela aku no. E oki ana I ka ili. What is that? Vehe ka ili o aho a e huki ei. E hemo.
Pono e ano ho'opulu paha, ale paha.
Ina pono hana oi I ke kahi ano kaila. Ina make oi what is that? Na ale ho mau.
Ho'opulupaha. Ho'olu'u.
Kalamai.
I'll pick you. We're going to let him think for a bit, as he says that you have to actually, when you cut it, you have to take off the outside skin or bark from the inside, and the inside is what you would use to bring to this instrument and to start the woke process.
Ai pulole. He mea ma'alahi. Okay.
He said it easy. Anybody in here tried it before? How many think you it's easy? Oh, okay. It's easy, he says.
No ke kuku a ole no. Ole ke kahi kanaka a kuku pound. We go pound kapa.
We go pound kapa.
Pound.
Oh.
Kuku. Hele malie mai pupu ahulu. Lo aka ina la apau, ina pule apau. Hele lohe hele malie, ho a ke ia a hiki ka makaukau. Maha peke la hiki what is that? Ho umalo'o.
So every day you do a little bit, and you take your time. And you heard the word malie a handful of times. Everybody say malie. Malie is to work very calmly, peacefully, and to take your time. So patience, Ohana, patience is what I'm hearing in this process. And as you are making the pieces, he also says that when we're kuku, we're putting the pieces. You got to imagine we have all these different branches of woke. We've kuku, so they're softened. And then he joins the pieces together until you have a larger piece. Now that could take a lot of time. Now for this particular piece, this I would say maybe 12 inches by maybe 36 inches or so, 24 by 36 inches of kapa that was made for the aha. How long was that piece?
Aia he ha apana.
4 pieces.
Ai, wahana o kumuna mahana elua a kuku pu a hana o lokilani elua pu a kapau ana ho'ohui ina elua a e kuku.
Oh, so 2 separate pieces.
Apana hiki ke ho'akea a nui.
So I'm gonna if hiki paha ya uki ho'opa.
Hiki no.
So you notice that you always ask permission, yeah, because we made this for this the aha pule. So I'm going to show you the piece that was specifically made for this aha. And so he says that it was made with 4 pieces. So Kumu made 2, Lokelani made the other 2, and then they put it together. And if you look really well, you can actually see the watermarks on this piece, specifically made for this year's Hawai'i Kuauli festival. Now, are there different? I noticed that there's different, the different features.
Elua ano valeno.
2 types only on this piece.
Ai pulole lo akeia. Manei. Okeia ka upena pupu ina
when you come close to the piece, you'll be able to see that there's 2 different designs that were used with this ihe kuku, and you can tell the difference. You can see it like as a watermark, or I would like to maybe compare it to parchment paper. Yeah, like when you look at the paper, there's like it's harder. But you can't see the designs like the watermark here.
Okay, liki meka shami. Yeah. Ai. Ina hana ke ia ho lahi loa. Hiki ke ike iloko.
If you make it very thin, you can actually see through the kapa piece. And this piece was made with 2 being put together for this particular aha. And you'll see different practitioners here in Hawaii practice different types of, I would say, traditions, and or the tradition is the same, however, the design may be different, or the dyeing process in natural dyes. What is your favorite natural dye that you use?
Ano mai kai no ka me ale pa. Ale pa. He nani i ka makaana nani. Ka hele a makua mai, yeah?
Well, you don't have to dye it if you don't want to, because it's beautiful already in the process.
Oh, ai. Okay, yeah, he modern dye.
Modern dye hoi. Modern dye hoi. Because if my kupuna could, my kupuna would. We're going to put that in a bumper sticker next year, right here at the Hawai'i Kuauli Festival, that Ka'uhane is going to make. Ka'uhane, is there anything that you'd like to share with any of our worldwide viewers and or our kamali'i, or our children who may have no idea about this practice? Is there any mana'o that you'd like to share with them in closing this evening?
Like what all the things that I have learned, mea apulua wa a'o iho. Yeah, I've learned it all by myself. I took the time to find whatever material there is, and if you are lucky enough to meet up with the right practitioner, there are many practitioners. Some people are strictly traditional. Some people are renegades like I am. And it's not a bad thing, because whatever you have in the museums is what they found. There are a lot of things that they haven't found. So, ko manao, aya ka mea ho iki yamako e holumua. So what we see, that's for us just to see, but now we have to take that to the next level, make it your own. Don't try to make everything in the Bishop Museum, then everybody come to your house and then say, this is from the Bishop Museum. And that's my kai. But you have to learn to be your own self, and then you will be a better practitioner if that's what you want.
Mahalo nui, everyone, for joining us tonight. Round of applause for Ka'uhane Heloka. Mahalo.
Mahalo e ke hoa.
Continue to enjoy the Hawai'i Kuauli Festival.
Ai. Mahalo, my dear.
And across the street to teach and share and inspire people of all ages and cultures. We are welcoming the local community to visit us. Let's have a look. Banyan Tree Cafe provide you great coffee, sweets, and a comfortable place to gather. When you want to learn more about Hawaii's culture, just stop by the library. There are not only English books, there are multi-language books as well. University of the Nations is not only for university. We have the preschool and learning center for children. Families come from all over the world and children learn about each other's cultures. The Natural Farm is a center focused on training trainers to go out into the world to help people become empowered to feed themselves, be good stewards of creation, and share the love of Jesus. We address food, energy, water, and sanitation.
To send a big mahalo to University of the Nations YWAM Kona for hosting our virtual event this year and even last year. We are so thankful to have a space to keep our celebration alive.
Yes, and mahalo nui loa to Gary Eoff, Kauhane, and Kumuka'ea for sharing your amazing skills with us. We're so blessed to have people like you around to keep our culture alive through traditional Hawaiian arts and crafts.
There's something about the Olelo Hawaii language that I could listen to all day. So thank you so much, mahalo. Well, we've got lots more coming your way today. And be sure to join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. We will kick off the event with the Taste of Pacific and Asia Cook-Off, the Wearable Arts Fashion Show, and the first ever Lekaua Ailau World Fire Knife Competition.
Oh, I'm so excited for that. And check out our virtual marketplace at hawaiikuauli.com featuring local vendors. We also have the full festival schedule up on our website, and you can find out what time we're streaming in your country.
Also, make sure you're following us on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with all of our latest festival news. We also have opportunities for you to participate this year through our Instagram and Facebook.
And coming up very soon is our Hula Hoike. But before that, we have a special presentation for you.
That's right. The Wind and the Reckoning is an upcoming film about a true story set in 1893 Hawaii during the tumultuous year of the overthrow of Queen Liliuokalani by American businessmen.
It follows the lives of a native Hawaiian father and son, Ko'olau and Kalemanu, who contract leprosy but refuse to be separated from their family and be banished to Molokai, the island of the living grave.
We are so excited for this film, and we hope you will be too. Take a look at this.
Action scene clear.
Go now! Hurry!
The Wind and the Reckoning is one of the most incredible untold true stories that triggered what was at the time the largest manhunt in American history.
The moment your feet touched the sand of Molokai, you were considered divorced. So they fled into the valleys. When the pandemic happened, I went back to the script and John Fusco and some of our other partners, and I was like, we gotta make this. It's dealing with pandemic and family and racism that's brought forward because of it, and so we gotta tell this story.
It's a whole new process. There are masks, distance, face shields, every step and turn.
I was tested positive back in March. Ron had it really bad. We got it at the same time. And Ron, I was fearing for Ron's life.
It was probably the sickest I've ever been in my life. The high fevers, I just felt like my brain was frying. And the aches were crazy too. It felt like someone was taking a knife and stabbing all your joints at the same time. In quarantine, for a second there, I didn't think I was gonna make it. I was thinking, God, am I gonna see my relatives? You know, it's almost like you gotta take a step back and just really appreciate life.
The heart of this story is family. Ko'olau's family. No one should be able to separate families. No one.
We experienced the separation of me quarantining for 30 days. Knowing that this was still going on, the pandemic, and knowing that they offered me this part, I said, you know what? If we're gonna go through this, we're gonna go through this quarantine together. It's so important, much in the same way of the film is, you know, the story of Ko'olau and Pi'ilani and Kalemanu. You know, we're gonna get tested together. Because, you know, if I left them home and I happened to get it, then I'd be separated again.
We've had actors that have suffered through the COVID themselves, crew member and family members, and I think we can connect to this concept of being ostracized and the world changing, and Ko'olau and his family, you know, what they went through, being able to relate to the stories and the characters, I think have made everything richer.
It's what happened. You can go and look this up. It's real.
At this time, we have coronavirus that is spreading through the world. In the late 1800s, leprosy was spreading through Hawaii, and coughing and sneezing can lead you to contract it. Very similar to coronavirus.
The COVID department's responsibility is basically to make sure that we don't get shut down. And those are big stakes for us.
The panic here in Hawaii is extreme. I do have one relative who was taken by it.
We've had to do all rehearsals, all meets, all chemistries, all auditions, everything through a computer screen.
We would do all these Zoom sessions, getting to know each other and trying to get everybody ready because we knew that once they were here, they were going to be thrown in the deep end.
Everyone has to be so far away from us. It's been scary, but I think necessary in these times.
Aloha nui kako, mahalo ia o ko pakaia pauloa no ke ia hui ana, no ke kuka ana pili ana ke ia ki oni oni. Aloha and welcome, Jason, Lindsay, and Kahiel. Mahalo for taking this time to do a quick interview about this wonderful movie coming out, The Wind and the Reckoning, the mo'olelo of Hawai'i Kuauli. You guys excited to get this movie out?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I don't even know what to expect. It feels like it was really long ago, but it really wasn't. But I know they're all working really hard, so I'm excited to see this final product.
I'm so excited to see what the impact of it turns out to be.
For me, the heart of the story was just obviously family, Ohana. That was the biggest thing. I feel like when I had to take the time to break down the character of Pi'ilani and what's important to her, and there's so many different avenues that could have gone down, but I think the main one, and it resonated with all the characters, is family. I feel like a lot of Hawaiians don't know this story, so I'm really excited for them to see it, because that was the shocking part for me when I first got in the set and read the story. They were like, it's a true story, and I was like, I grew up in Hawaii, I've never heard of this, so I'm excited for people to see it, and I think they'll get that same idea that Ohana is that driving factor of it.
Kahia, you played Kalei Manu. How was that for you?
The experience was all good. I loved it. It was just so interesting. I think I learned a lot from it though, and I think I understood a lot more of this story. I didn't even know about it. It hit me very hard, but I loved it. It was just amazing.
Now, Jason, for you, he was given the script and you didn't realize, whoa, this is a lot more Hawaiian language than I thought.
I think both myself and Lindsay realized how much Olelo Hawaiian was going to had to be spoken. Not only spoken, but performed and memorized. And that I think takes on a whole nother fear. Through the whole course of it, you're just feeling like you're on edge, because I think in both of our hearts, we felt we wanted to do it right. We wanted to make Hawaiians and Polynesians throughout proud. That, put a lot of stress and a lot of pressure on us as actors. When you drop into something that gnarly and you come out of it and people are actually pretty happy with what you did. And it's a big sigh of relief, but it's also like this stripes that you've earned in getting, kumus like yourself to agree that we actually pulled it off. That alone is like a huge accomplishment, I think, for us as non-native speakers.
So now, as an actor, being in COVID had to shift the way you would act in other movies.
With the COVID situation and working under COVID conditions, it was more of just a distraction, a small distraction, than it was a hindrance. And I think there was so much passion, I think, within the story itself. It got multiplied because of being actually on the Hawaiian soil and on the Aina. It really helped to get the mana that was needed to express this passion of fighting for what you feel was pono in Ko'olau's heart. That was the core value.
Now, Lindsay, how has your friends and the Ohana reaction has been for you, knowing that, okay, you're going to have to speak a lot more Hawaiian than you like? How was that?
Obviously, Jason nailed it right on the head. There was a lot of immediate stress that we both, I mean, actually just being on this interview gave me like PTSD flashbacks to our lessons where we were just, I mean, hours on end, you know, but that was just because Jason and I were so adamant about being careful and being true to the language. You know, we could have not cared, but for us, there is a really big place in our heart about making sure we make everyone proud. You know, there's not many films, especially current films, that have Olelo Hawaii. So bringing this out in this story that a lot of Hawaiians haven't seen yet, and bringing that Olelo Hawaii with it, and us being the main characters that bring this movie to life, it was a big weight on our shoulders. It was scary, but like Jason said, man, I remember the last day we wrapped, we both just like looked at each other and we were just so proud that we're like, as scary as that whole process was, like, that's a badge of honor right there. Like, you did that and you took the time. We spent hours and hours and hours on end making sure we learn our lines, and not just the words, not just, you know, memorization. It's how you perform it. It's the correct way to speak. And so it was a lot, but I think my friends and my family, everyone's just really excited. My grandma especially, she's super excited. So I'm really, really happy that they are just feeling more excited than scared. I'm still a little scared because I haven't seen enough of this to be able to be like, oh yeah, I like did a good job. But I'm excited. I know my parents and everyone back home, they're really excited. And since my last film came out and it had a lot of Hawaii buzz, a lot of people are excited to know that there's another Hawaiian film coming and they want to see what comes next. So I'm just excited. I want everyone to see it. I want me to see it first.
Awesome job with Pi'ilani, Ko'olau's wife. She came out of the valley and she discovered she had become famous because of what took place with Ko'olau. What was that feeling like for you, having to play this role of this really fierce mother who was a warrior?
Yeah, it was, I mean, the moment I got to read the script and first of all realized that this was Pi'ilani's story, she is the one who wrote this story and brought it to life. It gave a lot more power behind these words to know that they were real. I've never had the opportunity to tell a true story like this. That was huge for me. And then just learning how devoted she was to the end to her husband and her son and her people in general. She was a strong, I mean, and not just emotionally, like physically, she was like, you know, you'll get to see a lot of action scenes in here where she is just a vicious, strong woman, you know, very different from other roles I've got to play before. And having to keep in mind, this is in the 1800s, way back when, you know, it's a whole different time. And I had a ball jumping into that, you know. I mean, naturally, Lindsay's not a very Pi'ilani, like strong, big woman. So being able to jump into that and embody it, I want to see what it looks like on screen. I think it turned out great.
Kahiao, you had the experience, and what are some of the favorite things that you had to dive into?
Probably my favorite scene was the tree scene, because I got to go up on a 20-foot tree. Like, that's fun. That's fun. I love that part. I also love that part when we were climbing right by the cliff. I felt like that was really fun and risky. I like the whole entire film was fun for me, especially the horse riding. I love doing that. It was so fun, and I also got to embrace some of the side of my dad's family that horse rided, and it was just a great experience in a whole.
Well, Jason, Lindsay, when do you guys think the film is coming out?
Let's say 2021. Fingers crossed.
And Jason, how are you sharing this story with those that don't know anything about Hawaii's history?
I think that one of the key words is diversity. I think the entertainment industry has become so much more diverse and so much more accepting of international stories and stories with so much heart and punch. This has the potential for worldwide acceptance. Looking at also some of the background of Hawai'i Kuauli story of at which time it took place, I think it's very important historically with the annexation or overthrow of the Hawaiian monarchy at that time, the illegal overthrow of it. I mean, I think that's a really important statement behind the Kuauli story. It put him and his family and others at risk during that period.
So true. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, Lindsay, if you would share about this movie, how would you best share it?
Most modern 2021, you know, we've been having a lot of new stories kind of coming to life. My last film is a big platform I got to talk on, and it is surrounded with the Hawaiian culture, and it's been really fun to bring that out and see, you know, messages from Africa and Europe and Asia and all over, and they're so interested by the culture. So knowing that I have this next film that's even deeper into the Hawaiian culture, a true story that they can get even a wider view of what it was like, you know, life. And I'm excited to just have that conversation when the movie comes out. Really exciting for me to actually keep digging and sharing more and more with the world, because there's such, I mean, it's such a beautiful culture. It's such a beautiful history that we have, and so many beautiful stories that, you know, we're getting the chance to finally tell now. So that's what I'm most excited about sharing.
Now, just in closing, you know, David Cunningham was the director of this film. And how was that working with David Cunningham, Lindsay?
Oh, I had a great time with David. I mean, that gentle is actually a great word to describe him, which you know, it's you work with a lot of different directors and they all have different ways of how they work. And I feel like David was one of the first gentle directors I worked with, which I really enjoyed, because what was behind that was that he trusted us as actors. You know, the role of Pi'ilani, it's a stressful one, and it's a hard one, and it was a emotional film to do. You know, the film itself was really emotional, and I had a lot of heavy, hard days that I had to film. But then the fact that we were filming it in such a short amount of time, plus the fact we were filming during COVID, there were just layer on top of layer that could weigh on you as an actor. And I feel like David was just right there every day with a smile to make sure that everyone was pushing forward and really just doing their best work. So I was very, very pleased working with David, and I'd be very excited to work again with him.
I recall that scene when there was the rain and you had to give that that deep cry. I recall that downpour that even was hard. Kahiao came on there and he did his part. You guys pulled it off, and you went in for it. And we're excited for this and want to mahalo you all for this time, and we look forward for more time, because this movie will be coming out shortly. The Wind and the Reckoning. Mahalo and Hui Kuauli.
O kahi opera no Konamaiau aia au maka papa e hiku. Ko'u role I am playing is Kalei Manu. I think it's a advantage for me since I was born in the Makolelo. I was raised in it, and I go to a Kaiapuni school where I learn my language, Olelo Hawai'i. Mava No'u. I had two very good teachers, Kumukaleo and Kumuhelemano. They taught us how to speak Hawaiian good, fluently, the right pronunciation. My auntie is going back, making sure that this is authentic, it has the right terms, and we also have a few books about the story. Make Make Inahiki. I hope when people or young people see this movie, I hope they get inspired to learn our language, to regrowth their language, since we don't have that much population that has regrowthed it. So I'm really hoping that when people see this movie, they would want to learn our language the proper way. I hope for them to learn what was it like at that time, and for them to learn what happened to us, since not that much people know about it. We were overthrown and our queen was imprisoned. And then that's when Hawaiian was a language that was not accepted. If you spoke Hawaiian without being told to speak, you were whipped or killed. The mana'o of aloha is like, it's ohana in a way. In this movie, I think it's ohana, it's love, taking care of each other, watching over each other. I think that's what I think aloha is in this movie.
looking forward to watching this movie. I love how this movie is contributing to keeping our Olelo Hawaii alive, and it's always good to see our native Hawaiian people represented on the big screen. Keep an eye out for the release date of The Wind and the Reckoning.
That's right. Now, today we've already had experienced beautiful cultural presentations and workshops, and in just a few moments, we'll be starting our Hula Hoike.
And if you're just tuning in, welcome to day 1 of the Hawai'i Kuauli Pacific and Asia Cultural Festival. Don't miss the Taste of Pacific and Asia Cook-Off, the Wearable Arts Fashion Show, and the Lekaua Ailau World Fire Knife Competition, all happening tomorrow, starting at 3 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time.
And for those of you wondering, we are a nonprofit organization, and we are so thankful for the many volunteers and sponsors to keep us going each and every year. Using our platform to share our Pacific and Asian cultures through each event is our passion, and we couldn't do it without the many hands involved.
If you love what you see at these festivals and want to offer your support, visit our website, hiquauli.com, and scroll to the very bottom of the page and click the yellow donate button. Anything helps, and mahalo in advance for your support.
Well, I think it's time for another giveaway. What say you, Daria?
I agree, Narni.
Well, now tell them what they could win, Toria.
All right, up we have for the prize is a Koa tribal wood engraved knife from Sam and Matt Designs, a mini pouch from Work It Out, and a Kahi 3 hand sanitizer and Ha Meli body salve from Ha Organics.
Wow, not 1, not 2, but 3 hand sanitizers, all right? Now, you know the drill. You must answer this question correctly in the comment section, and whoever our staff or we see answer that question correctly first is going to be the winner of this prize, okay? Yes. All right, now here's the question. Are you ready? The question is, name one of the actors from The Wind and the Reckoning, which is what we just saw just like literally 2 minutes ago. Now, remember, the first person our team sees answer correctly is the winner. Name one of the actors that is in The Wind and the Reckoning. And then
you have to name one.
And then just for a reminder, anybody who is here beyond me in his house is not eligible to win. And then also, I want to shout out my beautiful wife. It is our
Happy
11th year anniversary.
11 years.
Malia Slade, I love you so much with all my heart.
Ooh,
and I'm coming home after this. Okay. All right. So
just a reminder of the prizes.
Sorry, I got carried away. Sorry, baby.
We
I love
have a Koa tribal wood engraved knife from Sam and Matt Designs, a mini pouch from Work It Out, and a Kahi Plus 3 hand sanitizer, 1, 2, 3. And a Ha Meli body salve from Ha Organics.
Wow.
And I think we have a winner.
We do have a winner. All right. Congratulations, Kahiki Ke Akana. Kahiki Ke Akana. I don't know what you said, but you won. So,
yes.
Congratulations. DM us or email info@hiquauli.com to claim your prize. Now, mahalo to Sam and Matt Designs, Work It Out, and then also Ha Organics. Mahalo for your prizes.
Much.
And then also, head on over to our website, hiquauli.com, to view more of their items and also other things in our virtual marketplace.
Well, we are about ready to begin the Hula Hoike, and we can't wait to see what the halau have prepared for us this year. We're going to send you all over to our incredible Hula Hoike host, Kumu Ka'ea. Take it away, Kumu Ka'ea.
Mahalo nui, and welcome back again to this wonderful opportunity to share hula. Elikino ka'ui olelo muai ke heleo aloha ya kako ya oko hoi pakahi apau. We greet you as we start this wonderful opportunity to showcase hula at its finest. On behalf of my sister and I, and Halo Ka'e Kahelelani, we've had the privilege of working with the Hawai'i Kuauli Festival and many different halo from around the world. And tonight, you are going to see the beauty, the vibrant a'ahu, or costuming, if you will. And you'll also hear something tonight that we just heard Kahiao speak of, our Olelo Hawaii. This year, we are so excited as a handful of our kumuhula are also Olelo Hawaii speakers. And as Kahiao had shared earlier, there's that generation that I want to say maybe skipped And we are here today in 2021, here at the Hawai'i Kuauli Festival, celebrating each other and especially our Hawaii and our language. Tonight, I hope you folks are ready. To all of the kāko'o, to all of the supporters, to all of the hula moms and the hula dads who stay up late at night making skirts and making costuming and making lei, we honor all of you. To our mother, to our father, who continue to push us to make sure Hawaii and hula continue to be a part of our lives. That is why she and I can stand here this evening, sharing our hula and our tradition with all of you. Without further ado, he leo aloha keia I ka halau mua. Mai ka aina kaulana o ka ua kani lehua ho'i. This halau, this first ho'ike that you're going to see, this halau hula, comes from the eastern side of our Hawaii island as the sweet ua kani lehua. And you'll see and hear the vibrant olelo Hawaii, and you'll see and feel how olelo, how our language has taken these students to another level. Papahana unuiti o ka umeke ka eo, under the direction of Kumu Kapuokalani Ka'aua from Hilo, Hawaii.
Aloha mai kako o wau kapua ka'aua, o wau ke kumuhula no ka papahana unuiti. O ka papahana unuiti o ia ho'i ka papahana I loko no ke kula o ia ho'i o ka umeke ka eo. He kula ho'amana o lelo Hawaii. Ma ke okaha nei, no laila he po mai kai no ia no lako e ho maupopo ai kia ano loina no ke kupuna o ia. O kia mele ua ho'ohana ia kia mele no lako I ike ai ka pilina ma vaina o ka haumana me ka aina. No laila ua ho'ohana mako I ka hala a me ka hau. Ua make vau e ho'ohana I ka hala no ka mea ulu a hewa ka hala ma ke o kaha nei kahi a mako e a'o nei nā haumana. Mahalo.
O mauna kia Hawaii no e ka O mauna kia kila me ka mai hui hao mai ao mai hui anu kani ikli ko mauna kia Hawaii no e ka
Ka'umeke ka'el, kumu au'a, helu e kahi, a pomai ka'inoho imako. We are so blessed to have them join us this year. Can I get another round of applause? All of you guys at home as well. To all of our keo kaha, ohana, aloha, mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. And I know you guys are all looking at that a'ahu. I know you're looking at the costuming. Yes, that was a vintage look. Look kind of like Aloha Airlines / modern day something. Yeah. You guys can hit her up, I'm sure, on Pukealo on Facebook to find out. But hello ekahi, awesome work. So again, tonight we are celebrating hula in this hula ho'ike fashion. For those of you that may be watching from around the world, this is a Pacific and Asia cultural festival. We're going to see a halo from Japan join us a little later. However, you might be thinking, ooh, I might want to participate. Well, guess what? You can, as long as you have a hula instructor or a school in which you are being taught. You can actually get more information at hikuauli.com. Next, we bring from right here in our very own Kona Kai Opoi Kalai, Kamakani o Kamoku Aina, under the direction of Kumu Victoria, Kaupua, and Brooke Anderson. They share and highlight this beauty of Kona with Hualalai and this Kona Kai Opua, a beautiful medley. Hawaii Island has been home to Kamakani o Kamoku Aina for many years. So for this year, they were very excited to choose two mele, or two songs, that highlights and honors Hualalai and Kona Kai Opua. Hualalai is the mountain that continues to keep us safe here in beautiful Kona. And they've both been born and raised here and continue to share the traditions of our Hawaiian culture and Polynesian cultures as well. Kila o Hualalai ike kaimali no a'ono Kona. Majestic Hualalai by the peaceful sea of Kona. Kamakanio Kamoku Aina, Kumu Victoria Kauopua, and Brooke Anderson, honoring our beautiful land of Kona and Hualalai. Another round of applause for all of our worldwide viewers. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo for joining us. We mentioned earlier that this is the Pacific and Asia Cultural Festival, and it wouldn't be the same if we didn't have someone or a halo or participant from Japan. Now, many of us know that hula is known from around the world. It's probably the first and most popular art form that is danced around the world. Now, this is based on my research. I believe there are more hula dancers, okay, hula dancers, or hula schools, if you will, people gathering to learn hula in Japan than there actually is in Hawaii. There's more halau, or hula schools, I should say, in Mexico. Did you know? Now you know. Next up, we are excited. He actually has been a part of our Hawai'i Kuauli festival and has done very well. This year, a little different because now we're actually highlighting and showcasing his halau from Japan. Halau na lei punahele ya pana under the direction of Kumuhula, Punahele Andrade and Alakai Le Mamo o Maikalani Nagai Andrade. They share with us this evening Ali'i Iolani and Ku'u Mili Mili.
Aloha kako, my name is Kana. I am the Alakai of Halau Nale Punahele Iapana under the direction of our Kumuhula Punahele Andrade. We are honored to be the first international halau to participate this year's Kuauli Virtual Hula Festival. We have chosen 2 mele to share with all of you. The first mele is a traditional song written for King Kamehameha IV and Queen Emma. This song was probably written before the king married Emma Rook. It was the custom that mele were written and given as wedding gifts, and the song became the property of the one whom it honored, and the composer remained anonymous in some cases. Our second choice honors and commemorates a Kohala native, Bill Ali'iloa Lincoln. Born to a large Hawaiian Paniolo family, Lincoln grew up speaking Hawaiian and English. He attended Kohala High School, where his talent for music sparked his musical career. His career was propelled into Hawaiian musical scene in 1938 when he released his first recordings. He accredits much of his success to Johnny K. Alameda, his mentor. In 2006, Bill Ali'iloa Lincoln, Hawaii's falsetto poet, received the Hawaii Academy Recording Arts Lifetime Achievement Award, and in 2008, he was inducted into the Hawaiian Musical Hall of Fame. Ali'iloa's Ku'umili Mili is a timeless Hawaiian classic and conveys common accolades of love, compassion, and joy. Elu ana a'e ho'ananea ana I ka hula o halau nale punahele iapana. Mahalo.
Aloha kako, halau nale punahele iapana no Alakai no Kodama desu. Kumuhula punahele Andrade no 指揮下にあります。今年のクアウリバーチャルフラフェスティバルに参加する最初の国際ハラウであることを光栄に思います。今回、皆さんには2つのメレをお届けします。最初のメレはカメハメハ4世とエマ女王のために書かれた伝統的な歌です。この歌は王がエマルークと結婚する前に書かれたと言われています。メレは結婚式の贈り物として書かれ、与えられるのは習慣となっており、その歌はそれが尊敬する人の所有物となり、作曲家は匿名のままである場合がありました。2番目のメレは小原出身のビル・アリーオラ・リンカーンをたたえ記念するものです。リンカーンはハワイアン・パニオロの大家族に生まれ、ハワイ語と英語を学び育ちました。2006年、ハワイのファルセットの詩人であるビル・アリーオラ・リンカーンはハワイレコーディングアーツアカデミー生涯功労賞を受賞し、2008年にはハワイアンミュージカル殿堂入りを果たしました。アリーオラのクウミリミリは時代を超越したハワイのクラシックであり、愛、思いやり、喜びの共通の称賛を伝えます。
Velina me ke aloha. Another round of applause for Japan. Aloha to Kumuhula Punahele Andrade and Alakai le Mamo Maikalani Nagai Andrade for sharing their hula with us. And for all of our worldwide viewers, if you folks would like to participate from Japan, be sure to get more information at hiquauli.com. We continue our hula ho'ike this evening, taking us back to Hilo, sharing a wonderful story about the welcome chant honoring Kamehameha. And how appropriate that we do that today as we celebrate Kamehameha Day right here in Hawaii. This presentation was a melera chant done by Chiefess Ululani, He Mele Aloha no Kamehameha and Hole Waimea, that takes place in a place called Wailoa Hilo. Halawi kaleola ona mamo. Ladies and gentlemen, na kumuhula ke koa and pele honua mea Harmon.
Aloha kako. Aloha. No leila ua ho'ea mai mako I ke ia aina he aina kahiko ke ia a o ka inoa o ke ia aina nei o ia o pio pio. Wahi na kupuna ke ia aina he aina ali'i mai ka wā kahiko mai. O ia ka olelo no ke ia aina nei. No leila ma o kou hoi hoi o ia ke la au au o ka mo'olelo Hawaii no ke ia wahi. Ike kako ua lilo o hilo o ko'a mai ke kai'e, na kai'e o ka makahiki kana hakuma ono kana makahi kana ono ke kahi a lela pilipia ke ia wahi a ka. He mo'olelo hoi hoi no ke ia wahi nui ka pili o ke ia wahi me keli I o Kamehameha. O ke kahi o ia mau mo'olelo, olelo ia mana mo'olelo kahiko, ho'ea o Kamehameha I pio pio, I hilo nei ma kona ho'omaka komo makana'i I nā mokupuni e ae. O ke kumu o kona ho'ea I hilo, o ea mai oia I anei o ululani ke ali'i wahine e noho ana ma hilo ma ia manawa a he ana ke nā Kamehameha ke kahi ai he ohana. No leila, o ea o Kamehameha I hilo imi ia ululani ke ali'i wahine a ninau iaia I nā hiki ia ninau Kamehameha I nā hiki iaia ke kukulu I kāna mau wa'a. He mau wa'a kaua a o ka inoa Hawaii o ke ia mau wa'a kapa ia ka peleleu.
O ia e kalamini mea mea.
E hea I tuana I ka iwa kilo mo kula e komo. A ole I behe behe na ole I waihona kona po. O ka hoa ke ia e. A ule o ka waha a olele a e ana mau kau au lele. E komo I ka hale o ke aloha lani. Au I ke ki o wai ka puopona hakeone. E inu I ka awa kāne I ka nua I Hawaii. Ola ia kini aku ai a oe. Ai, hole wai mea I ka ihea ka makani.
Hole wai mea I ka ihea ka makani hau me nā alea ke ki pu'u. Nā au kalaihi ana te anu. O oi kana helea o mahi ki ku. A kula oi tamala nei a ke ki pu'u. Holu ka maka o ka o Hawaii hauli. Animi hau e hata pua o ke koai. E hai te anu kana helea oi hika e hala e ha. Ai e. Aloha wai kaia ume hei po ala me hei po la. Makale na o te do o lau. Tā pua I kana hele o mauleia. E lei hele I te aloho mo o lau. E leu hele tā huaka I hele I tā palilo. Hele hihi huvili noho I tana ele. Noho hali ho te rā uhala he. Alo aloha kai tipa mai o une mahe ala hai ai nalo ale ho nei lai ala e ahie
Hei noa no kamehameha.
We want to send a huge mahalo to all the halau that participated in this year's Hula Hoike. Also, mahalo to Alter Media Productions for helping with filming all our Hawaii Island halau. To put on an event like this involves a lot of laulima, so mahalo to every hand who helped make this Hoike possible. We also want to send a huge mahalo to Kumu Ka'ea and Kumu Kahelelani of Halau Ka'ea I Kahelelani for sponsoring such a beautiful celebration of hula.
We actually have the privilege of witnessing these two beautiful kumu in action. We present to you Halau Ka'ea I Kahelelani sharing a beautiful hula entitled Pua Olena.
We want to know what you thought about the hula ho'ike in the comments. Go ahead and put it in the comments. Which one was your favorite hula that you saw? And which one was your favorite halau? We have a couple minutes here before we get into our next thing. Here, let's see here. We have Maima. Mahalo, Maima. We see Maima here. We also have, Punahele Andrade. Mahalo for joining us.
Yes.
And what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful presentation of hula. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see here. We also have Kahiki Ke Akana. I hope you're going to enjoy your gift, your prize that you won from earlier today. Yeah, why don't you... Let's see here. Let's go ahead and do a giveaway. What do you say?
Why not?
Let's do a giveaway. Before we wrap up with Halau Ka'ea I Kahelelani, let's do a giveaway. So today, we're going to be giving away So Cute.
So, with
S-E-W. S-E-W. It's a $50 gift card and a konani board.
And a konani board.
And a konani board, right on. So that's what your prize will be. We're going to go ahead and ask you a question. You know the drill, right? We ask you a question. Now you must answer that question correctly in the comments. And the first person that our staff sees answer that question correctly will win the prize, okay?
Yes.
So let's take a look here. Are you ready? Victoria, go ahead and ask them this question.
Okay, are you ready?
Tired of hearing my voice, you know what I mean?
Me too. Just kidding.
Okay.
Name one of the events taking place tomorrow.
Oh.
Name one of the events taking place tomorrow.
There's lots of events. Our schedule is packed tomorrow. So we got lots going on. So if you can name one of the events that will be taking place tomorrow, you will win a So Cute $50 gift card and a konane board. All right? I think it is. Yeah, it's so cute.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look here at our Facebook comments. All right. I hope you're paying attention.
Our staff is searching for the winner. Name one of the events taking place tomorrow. One of the events.
Okay, let's take a look here. One of the events. Anybody? Anybody out there? Because if you know answer, I'm going to give them to somebody who's like over here. Okay? But there's nobody here. But somebody said, we got a winner. We got a winner. Okay. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Drum roll, please. All right. And the winner is Iokepa Perez. Congratulations, Iokepa Perez. Now, the events again, just to kind of overview it, we're going to have the Taste of Pacific and Asia. We're also going to have our Wearable Arts Fashion Show. And then also the Lekaua Ailau World Fire Knife Competition. You don't want to miss any of that. So I'm pretty sure Iokepa said one of those, yeah? So Iokepa, go ahead and DM us or email us at info@haiikuauli.com. All right, well, without further ado, we want to send you over back to our main stage where Halau Ka'ea I Kahelelani will present a beautiful mele, Pua Olena.
Pua moe whale I kana hele e moe nei Kau ano e makali e ala mai Hoike mai I konani Pua ole na, pua ole na Pua ole na dreams-filled beauty Of my garden deep in slumber Kissed by misty summer rain Come with me, come let's see of your beauty Pua ole na, pua ole na La ole na, la palulu E pene ka mohala O kamakani Havana vana O ikene Pua ole na I konani Pua ole na, pua ole na Haina mai ka puana Pua moe vale, pua moe ole I kana hele o hana lei Come with me, come let's see of your beauty Pua ole na, pua ole na Pua moe vale, pua moe ole I kana hele o hana lei Come with me, come let's see of your beauty Pua ole na, pua ole na Of your beauty Pua ole na Pua ole na
Another big round of applause of Halau, Ka'ea, Ikahelelani, and mahalo to Graydon Kelly for accompanying the beautiful Wahine from Ka'ea, Ikahelelani. Mahalo.
Well, that concludes day one. Make sure you join us tomorrow at 3 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time as we kick off day two with the Taste of Pacific and Asia Cook-Off. Tune in to see who our judges choose to be this year's Cook-Off champion.
And don't forget, we also have the Wearable Arts Fashion Show and the first ever Lekaua Ailau World Fire Knife Competition featuring 15 warriors. It's going to be a packed day.
We also have more cultural workshops and chances for you to win other awesome prizes. We hope you're excited as we are for tomorrow.
Go ahead and share that excitement and invite your family and your friends to join us. We look forward to celebrating together again tomorrow. So wherever you're tuning in from, aloha ahi ahi, aloha kakahiaka, or aloha awinala, from all of us here in Kailua Kona, Hawaii,
Ahui ho,
and aloha!